In today's video, we're going to be discussing the importance of prepping and how it can save your life after... I can't believe somebody's calling me while I'm trying to record a video. Oh, it's Praxis Prepper. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Ethical. Hey, how's it going? Hey, you know those police lip syncing videos? They're all over social media lately. You seen any of those?
Yeah, I've seen them, but hey, Praxis, I'm shooting a video right now. Can we talk later?
Okay, real quick. I was just wondering, are you gonna do one of those? Do you think you might do one?
Nah, if I wanted to win a popularity contest, I would have became a firefighter instead of a cop.
Well, I don't know. You look like the kind of person be into, like, I don't know, Backstreet Boys, J-Beebs? Nah?
What? I don't listen to music like that. I'm more of a classic country and a classic rock kind of a guy.
I don't know, UP. I could picture you, like, cruising down the street, doing some Maroon 5 or something. Like, some people say I look like Adam from Maroon 5. I don't know. I don't really get any resemblance. I don't know. I just hear it.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be doing one of those lip sync videos. And hey, brother, I got to get back and finish this video now. Okay.
Well, you know what? If that mind changes, if you change your mind, just let me know. That'd be tight, dude. Yeah, just let me know. All right. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye. Jeez. Okay. Where was I on this video? Let's see here. I said this. Yeah, ice, ice, baby, to go. Ice, ice, baby. Get back to making my video. Okay, let's see here. Oh no. Does that say live streaming? No. Now, today's video may seem like a boring subject to some of you, but I really suggest that you go ahead and watch it. Because in this experiment that I did, I actually had a few surprises. And I was also surprised on how cheap it will be to be just one more step in being prepared for if the grid goes down. So a month or so ago, Rogue Preparedness did a video showing one way to do laundry after SHTF. And how to do laundry when the water isn't running and the electricity isn't running after the grid goes down. And I don't remember if she challenged her viewers to try to do laundry off-grid or not, but I sure took it as a challenge, and I did this video to answer her challenge. And today's video is just showing how easy it can be and what you can learn when you actually try it out yourself. Now, the first thing that Rogue Preparedness suggested before washing your clothes was just to simply let the clothes soak in plain water with no soap in it. Because you may actually be surprised of just how much dirt comes out of your clothes just from that pre-soak in just plain water alone. And to also keep this experiment totally off-grid, I am only using water from my rain barrels. Now, I should say up front that I live in an area that gets a pretty good amount of rainfall throughout the year. So usually, except for the occasional drought that will last for just a couple of weeks, but usually my area gets enough rainfall to keep my rain barrels pretty full. Now, if I lived in a drier area, I would probably use less rainwater and maybe more filtered water from a nearby lake. But for today, we're going to be using some just good old rainwater from my rain barrels. So I just simply used 3 buckets for this off-grid laundry experiment. The first bucket is to simply pre-soak the clothes in regular water just to get out a lot of the dirt. And then the second bucket will actually have soapy water in it to actually wash the clothes in. And then the third bucket will actually be clean water in which to give the laundry the final rinse before hanging them up to dry. Now, what I'm washing is 2 days worth of clothes. 2 pairs of jeans, 2 shirts, 2 pairs of socks, and 2 pairs of underwear. And I should also note that these clothes that I'm washing aren't just clothes from everyday normal wear either. These are clothes that I've done a lot of yard work and gardening in, so these clothes are pretty filthy from the outdoors work during some pretty hot days during the summer. So the first thing that I do is I put them in the bucket of just plain water and just let them set and soak for about a half hour or so, just so that they, again, can pre-soak. Now, while the clothes were doing their pre-soak, I went ahead and added a little bit of soap to the bucket that I'm actually doing the washing in. And that's just because this rainwater is just a little cool, and I want to give the soap just a little bit of time to dissolve in the water before I add my clothes to them. But Rogue Preparedness, she gave a good point about how much soap that you should use. She pointed out that the less soap that you use, that the easier it will be for you to rinse the soap out of your clothes. So while this amount that you use will be different for everyone, and that's going to be depending on the person and depending on how good your soap is, but you're just going to want to just kind of experiment and decide how much soap will be the right fit for you and how much soap it will take that will get your clothes clean enough for you while still being easy enough to rinse out. In this soap that I'm just using a laundry soap from the largest and cheapest bag of powdered laundry soap that I could find, because I'm just not worried about smelling like roses or anything else. I just want my clothes to be clean enough not to stink or smell. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how I store my powdered laundry soap long term. And then after the clothes have had about a half hour to pre-soak, then I just simply wring the clothes out and then transferred them to the bucket with the soapy water in it. And Rogue Preparedness also pointed this out in her video. But I was really surprised at just how much dirt came out of my clothes during this pre-soak. And just how dirty they made that water. And I have to admit, I was almost shocked at how filthy the water was just from letting them soak in plain water. Now, because this water only had dirt and no soap in it, I didn't want to waste the water, and I went ahead and put it into one of my garden beds. Now, I believe that some people go ahead and even put the soapy water in their gardens too, but I'm just hesitant to do that myself. But that's just my choice, and you do just whatever's comfortable with you. And before we go any further, a link to an anonymous poll should be appearing in the upper right hand corner of the screen about now. And hey, please go take that poll and let's see how many of you both have the ability and also have practiced doing laundry off-grid. And now, since my clothes are in the soapy water bucket, now I'm just going to use a toilet plunger to agitate the clothes. And the toilet plunger that I'm using only cost $1 or $2 from the local dollar store. And this plunger will be reserved for laundry use only and will not get anywhere near a toilet. And I have to admit, I was also very surprised on how well this toilet plunger agitates the clothes. It's really moving the clothes around and getting more dirt out of them. And then after washing the clothes for a couple of minutes, then I just simply wrung them out before putting them into a last bucket for their final rinse. And as you can see, my toddler son decided to help me. And the whole idea here is to wring them out as best as possible to remove as much of that dirty soapy water before giving them that final rinse. And here's just two more things that I gleaned from this part of doing off-grid laundry. First, I was again surprised at just how dirty the soapy water was since the pre-soak water was so dirty. It just surprised me that that much dirt was still left behind in my clothes. And then I also found out that I needed to put more energy into wringing out my blue jeans. And this was made even more difficult since I had a boxer's fracture in my left fist from a dog attack while on duty a couple weeks prior to doing this video. Now, I'd like to say that I broke my fist by doing something cool like capturing a bank robber or something like that. But I had a stray dog attack me and I tased it to keep it from biting me. But when I jumped back to keep the dog from sinking its fangs into me, I tripped and I hit my hand on the concrete and I broke that little bone that leads to your pinky finger in your hand. So then, once I had all of the clothes taken from the soapy water and then put into the rinsing bucket, I just simply moved the clothes around for a minute or two until they appeared to be mostly free of any soap. And then I just simply gave them their final wringing before I hung them to dry. And again, I just wrung them out as best as I could to cut down on their drying time. Now, it would be nice to have an industrial mop bucket that you could use to squeeze all of the excess water out, or even an old-fashioned laundry tub with a wringer on it, but I just don't have the money or the space right now to be buying or storing items like that. And now I'm just hanging them up across a rope that I strung up across my yard. And the clothesline pins that I'm using in this video were surprisingly cheap. They were only a couple of dollars for like 100 of them. And that's just one of the things that I enjoyed about this experiment. I enjoyed how cheap it was to do, and also to be just a little bit more prepared if we are forced to live off-grid. I enjoyed that it was just a couple of bucks for the plunger and just a couple of bucks for the clothesline pins, and being able to use buckets that I already had on hand, and just having only to purchase a big bag of cheap laundry soap. Now this was a nice sunny day outside, and it surprisingly took very little time to dry out completely. I think it only took the clothes just an hour or two to completely dry. Now of course the 2 pairs of blue jeans took a couple of extra hours to dry, but it wasn't very long before the shirts and the socks and the underwear were ready to come down and be folded. Now a couple of thoughts is that this will mostly be meant for sunny days during the warmer months, or at least on days that it's not actively raining, obviously. And as far as winter days go, I guess the clothes could still be hung out to dry on sunny days for a short period to get rid of the majority of the wetness, or at least hung up inside near a fireplace. And of course, during the winter you may not need to do laundry as much, since you won't be exposing the clothes to as much sweat as you do during the summer months. And also, while some people love the smell of clothes that have been hung up and dried outside, I have to say that I prefer the smell of clothes that are laundered in a regular washer and dryer. But I have to admit that they definitely smelled 100 times better than before I washed them. And I also noticed that the clothes weren't as soft as the clothes that are dried in a drying machine also. But again, after SHTF, this off-grid laundry will beat continually wearing dirty clothes. And I also noticed that this off-grid method did not take out the really deeply set grass stains, especially on my knees. Now the way that I am planning to store my laundry soap that I want to stockpile for use after SHTF is I just simply put them into quart-sized mason jars and vacuum seal them. I think this will keep the moisture out and keep the soap perfectly usable for many years to come. But I have to be truthful. I'm testing this out and I don't know for certain if this is a best practice or not. So would you please comment below and share with the rest of the community some of your favorite tips and tricks about doing off-grid laundry? Because I only showed one easy and cheap way in this video. And also please share with the community some of the other everyday household chores that we normally use an appliance or a machine for, but tell us how you've learned how to do other chores off-grid. And then also please comment on how you store your laundry soap for long-term storage, or what laundry soap that you plan to use after SHTF. And after SHTF, if you end up being part of a community security team or working in a makeshift hospital, you may have to end up having to notify families when their loved ones die or are killed. So to see a video to learn how to deliver death, then click on the link that should be appearing in the upper right hand corner of the screen just about now. And post-collapse, there will probably be times when you may want to take somebody alive instead of killing them. So to learn how to take somebody using an arm lock, then click on the video that should be appearing on the right side of the screen about now. Anyways folks, if you made it this far, hey, thank you very much for watching, and I pray that you have a good night.